AITA for making my daughter pay for her own college testing and applications because she was caught cheating. When I received the phone call that changed the course of our day, I had no idea how much it would affect our family and my daughter's life. On the other end of the line was a secretary from the school who informed me that my daughter Lily had been caught cheating on a practice exam. My heart beat faster and I immediately realized that this was not just an accident, but a serious problem that needed to be addressed. I headed to the school with a heavy feeling of worry and anxiety. When I arrived, I saw Lily sitting in the hallway with a distressed look on her face. Next to her was her friend Sam, who also looked distressed. Sam's presence explained a lot of things to me. I had already heard from Lily that Sam often pressured her, but to see it with my own eyes was a shock. The school notified us that Sam's result had been canceled, which was rather discouraging, but also reassuring that it didn't affect Lily. Her results stood, and although she would have to retake the test, it wouldn't go on any official records, which was a definite relief. After we left school and came home, I decided to have a serious talk with Lily to find out what had really happened. When we sat down at the kitchen table, she struggled to tell her story. Lily's words came out of the blue. It turned out that Sam's mom had put a lot of pressure on her to perform exceptionally well in her exams. In this context, Sam was putting my daughter under moral pressure to help her cheat to ensure a good result. Lily was trapped, and despite realizing the wrongness of her action, she succumbed to the pressure. We discussed the situation, and I reminded Lily of our previous conversation. I had brought up the subject of Sam not being a true friend, but simply using her for her own purposes. I had always told Lily that it was important not to let others manipulate you, especially in situations involving moral choices and responsibility. Lily claimed to understand this, but she still made the mistake. In the midst of all that had happened, I realized that action had to be taken. I decided that from now on, Lily would have to pay for all future tests and college applications on her own. It was a way to teach her responsibility and make her realize that her educational opportunities were not just a given, but a privilege to be fought for and worked for. I offered her part-time jobs, like babysitting or walking dogs at her neighbor's house to save money. It was important to me that she understand the value of these opportunities and learn financial planning. Even though Lily agreed with my decision, the time to register for the next test was approaching, and she again asked me to pay the fee, arguing that she didn't have enough money and that the test wouldn't be held until the spring at her school. As an additional excuse, she cited pressure from Sam as the main reason for her failure. I firmly said no. My goal was for Lily to learn to respect and appreciate the opportunities she had and to realize that every decision has consequences. I was certain that if I gave in and paid the test fee, it would undermine all efforts to foster responsibility. In the conversation, I also emphasized that she needs to stop letting Sam manipulate her. If she can't stand up to that kind of pressure, she may not have the mental maturity for college. The conflict quickly took on a larger scale when our extended family got involved in the dispute. They insisted that we cover the test fee, claiming it was necessary for her education and important for college. It was hard for them to understand why I was so adamant in my decision. They did not realize that my goal was not only to support the educational process, but also to foster responsibility. I understood that they wanted to help and cared about Lily's future, but it was important to me that she realize the cost of her own actions. If I let them pay the fee, it could set a precedent that would undermine all of our efforts to foster independence in the future. I worried that someone around her, pretending to be a friend, would pressure her to cheat in college again, and as a result, we would lose not only money, but also the chance for a quality education for Lily. In response to comments and objections, I emphasized that Lily had plenty of time and opportunity to save up. Registering for the test will not affect her ability to apply to college on time. Even if she decided to retake the test in the spring or summer, her scores would be available for fall college applications. It was important to make it clear that if she was spending money unwisely, she would have to wait and take the test later, even if it was less convenient for her. This decision, though difficult, was necessary for the long-term benefit of my daughter. I hope that this experience would be a lesson for Lily to help her develop the responsibility and maturity she would need in the future. Several weeks passed after the incident. Lily continued to have difficulty saving money, and I noticed that she became more focused and motivated. She started looking for part-time work and doing whatever she could to earn the funds she needed. I was proud of her for taking up the challenge and starting to take action. Sometimes I wondered if I had done the right thing by making such a tough choice. But every time I saw Lily becoming more independent and responsible, I realized that my actions were justified. Lily learned from her mistakes, and that lesson was necessary for her future. I hope that through these trials, she can become more mature and prepared for adulthood. A few weeks passed after the incident with the exam, and Lily began to show changes in her behavior. She was actively looking for a part-time job, and I noticed that her motivation had really increased. I was proud of her efforts, even though I realized that the process was far from easy. One day I saw Lily coming home with a large bag filled with children's toys and books. She explained to me that she had been working as a helper at a childcare center for the past 2 weeks and was earning money by tutoring the children and helping to organize their activities. I noticed that she was proud of her work and felt more confident. I could hear a note of pride and satisfaction in her voice that was not there before. Lily also began to plan her budget more carefully. She sat down at her desk and wrote out a plan of how she was going to spend her money and how she would save for future tests and possible college expenses. I was pleasantly surprised to see how seriously she took this process. She and I discussed her plan, and I gave her some tips for managing her finances. I felt that these lessons, although difficult, were beginning to pay off. Meanwhile, our family kept insisting that we cover the cost of the test. They still couldn't understand why I remained adamant. Some of them even felt that I was being too strict and not showing enough compassion for my daughter. We discussed the matter again, and I tried to explain my position to them. I talked about how important it was for Lily to learn to take responsibility for her actions and how it would help her in the future. One day, my sister, with whom we often discussed family issues, offered me a compromise. She offered to help Lily find additional income opportunities so that she could save more quickly. I thought this was not a bad option, as it combined support and preserving the lesson about self-sufficiency. We agreed that my sister would help Lily find additional part-time work, but I still wasn't going to pay for the test. As the registration date for the next test approached, Lily kept working and even started taking extra classes to prepare better. She took her pledges seriously and understood the importance of what was happening. She seemed tired at times, but her determination was strong. I could see how she handled her responsibilities and how these challenges contributed to her personal growth. As spring arrived and the time to register for the test became imminent, Lily was able to save enough money to pay for it. This moment was important and symbolic. She had gone through a hardship and proved to herself that she could handle it. I was proud of her, and it was an important moment for both of us. When it came time to take the test, Lily was confident and prepared. I noticed that she was taking the experience with new eyes and a new level of responsibility. Although the pressure from Sam was no longer so strong, Lily had learned to face these situations and made the choice to be honest and diligent. Our family, watching Lily change, began to realize that my actions made sense. Gradually, they began to support her, and even those who were initially against my approach recognized that this was an important lesson for Lily. Everyone could now see that this situation had contributed to her personal growth and helped her become more mature. In the summer, when Lily took the exam, her results were satisfactory. She was happy that she was able to overcome all the difficulties and achieve her goal. This experience was an important lesson for her about hard work, responsibility, and resilience. I knew that despite all the difficulties, this journey was an important milestone in her life and in shaping her character. Lily and I continued to discuss plans for the future, and I was happy to see her approach her education with renewed vigor. I hoped that she would continue to use the lessons she had learned in her life and build her career wisely and responsibly. In the end, the story of Lily and Sam was not only a lesson for my daughter, but for our entire family. We all learned important lessons about the value of honesty, hard work, and personal responsibility. This experience has strengthened our family and made us more united. Lily, over time, continued to grow and develop, and I was proud that she had come to her own conclusions and learned how to cope. She became more confident, more mature, and more prepared for the upcoming challenges that adulthood brings with it. And I knew that despite all the difficulties, the experience had helped her to become a better person. The summer went by at a fast pace, and each day I saw Lily becoming more confident and mature. After successfully passing the test, she continued to work on improving her academic performance and was actively preparing for the next school year. I was proud of her accomplishments and realized that she was finally beginning to truly appreciate the hard work she was putting into her education. However, the experience with the test and Sam did not completely disappear from our lives. Lily and Sam continued to communicate, but I noticed that their friendship had changed. Lily became more judicious in choosing her friends and learned to set healthy boundaries. She told me that she was now trying to be more careful about people who might have a negative influence on her. One day, as we sat at dinner, Lily shared with me her thoughts on the importance of having the right environment. She confessed that she now realized that friendships that required her to compromise her own moral beliefs couldn't be real. I was happy to see that she had drawn these conclusions for herself and was now more confident in choosing her friends. As fall approached and the new school year began, I noticed that Lily continued to show improvements in her behavior and learning. She was more organized, responsible, and motivated. Along with this, I realized that the importance of the lessons she had learned were not limited to exams, but extended to all aspects of her life. Meanwhile, my sister, who was helping Lily find a part-time job, commented that Lily had shown incredible dedication and hard work. She said that Lily became very appreciative of every opportunity to earn money and managed her finances more wisely. This was an important step in her growing up and realizing how managing money could affect her future. We also continued to keep in touch with our extended family. They saw Lily changing and gradually began to recognize that my approach was the right one. They saw that Lily had not only learned to value her education, but had also developed important skills that would help her in the future. This improved our family relationship, and we were now able to discuss parenting and education in a more constructive way. When it came time to apply to colleges, Lily was ready for this stage of her life. She meticulously prepared all the necessary documents, and I could see how proud she was to have done everything on her own. She also showed considerable attention to detail and organization during the application process, which was evident even in the little things. Gradually, it was time to wait for the results, and Lily, though worried, was confident in herself and her abilities. She realized that despite all the difficulties she had to overcome, she had done her best to achieve her goals. Soon it was time to get results from colleges, and Lily was accepted to several schools. It was a moment of pride and joy for our entire family. We celebrated her successes, and I was happy to see that her efforts and hard work had paid off. Lily was able to continue her education in a direction that interested her, and now she could build her future on a solid foundation. This period was a time of reflection and gratitude for us. I realized that the lessons Lily had learned were not just lessons for her education, but important life lessons. We all became more united and understanding, and I was happy to see that our approach to parenting had paid off. Lily continued to grow and develop in college, where she also showed responsibility and perseverance in her studies. I was proud of her progress and happy that she was able to meet all the challenges that were presented to her. We continued to support her in her endeavors and rejoiced in her every achievement. Ultimately, the story of the exam and Sam was an important milestone in our family's life. It taught us a lot about the importance of honesty, hard work, and responsibility. Lily learned important life lessons that will help her become a successful and mature person in the future. A few years passed and Lily graduated from college with honors, continuing to pursue her goals and dreams. It was not an easy path, but she learned to appreciate every opportunity and was ready for any challenges that came her way. We were all proud of her and grateful for the experiences that helped her become the person she is today. Several years passed and Lily successfully completed college. This period was full of both joyful moments and difficulties, but she showed incredible resilience and perseverance. Despite all the trials she had to overcome, Lily showed that she was ready for adulthood and independence. When Lily returned home after finishing her studies, I noticed that she had changed. There was a maturity and confidence in her demeanor that wasn't there before. She shared her plans for the future and talked about her ambitions. I was proud of her achievements and how she had overcome the challenges that came her way. The family holidays we celebrated now became special. Lily often talked about her college experience, sharing stories about her friends and professors. I noticed that she really learned to appreciate her journey and realize how much she had to put into her education. We continued to support her in her endeavors and were proud of her accomplishments. But the story of Sam, though it was behind me, still came up in conversation sometimes. I often thought about how important true friends were and how their influence could be both positive and negative. Lily and Sam, although still in touch, became less close friends. Lily realized that some people could only be in her life for a certain period of time and that true friends should support her moral and educational goals, not undermine them. One day when Lily came home for vacation, she started actively looking for a job in her field. She realized that now she would not only have to apply the knowledge she had gained in college, but also learn how to be a professional in her field. The job search was not as easy as she expected. She faced a lot of rejections and difficulties, but she didn't give up. I watched her efforts and supported her as much as I could. Sometimes she would come home frustrated and tired, but I always tried to remind her how far she had come and how much she had already accomplished. This was an important stage in her life, and I knew that she would be able to cope with any difficulties. Gradually, Lily found a job that she enjoyed and that matched her academic background. This was an important achievement for her, and she was happy to have found a place where she could use her skills and knowledge. I could see how excited she was and how her face lit up with a smile when she received the job offer. It was a moment when I felt proud and happy for her. As Lily settled into her new workplace, she also continued to keep in touch with friends and family. We watched her grow and develop, and were pleased to see how happy and fulfilled she was in her new role. It was confirmation that her hard work and effort had not gone in vain. After some time, when Lily had achieved stability in her work and was beginning to build her career, she made the decision to return to college for further education. She realized that in a rapidly changing world, it was important to continually develop and improve her skills. This decision was further evidence to us of her commitment to self-improvement and continuous growth. Lily and I continued to have an open and honest relationship, and I was happy to see her making her own decisions and pursuing her goals. She continued to show the same determination and tenacity that I had seen in her during her school years, and this gave me confidence that her future would be successful and full of opportunities. Our family continued to support each other, and I was happy to see each of us develop and grow. The experience we had with Lily was an important lesson for us all and strengthened our relationship. We learned to appreciate the challenges we overcome and to support each other in whatever endeavors we undertake. The past years have shown me how important honesty, hard work, and responsibility are. These lessons have become an integral part of our lives and have helped us to become better people. I was proud to be able to support Lily in her journey and to see her become a successful and confident young woman. Lily was full of energy and ambition as she began her new career. The first months of work brought her many new challenges, but she handled them with characteristic determination and perseverance. However, despite all the positive changes in her life, old habits and unresolved issues sometimes resurfaced. One day, a few months after starting work, Lily ran into Sam again. They met by chance at the cafe where Lily often had lunch after work. Sam approached Lily with a smile and they talked for a while, discussing old times and current events. I noticed that Lily was somewhat wary, but also tried to keep the conversation polite and open. After this meeting, Lily told me that Sam showed interest in her new job and tried to find out how she had succeeded. Lily noted that Sam again tried to remind her of old ways of simplifying tasks and used their shared school memories to make it seem like everything she had done in the past was not so bad. Lily, remembering our conversation about true friends, decided not to let Sam manipulate her. She'd made her boundaries clear and wouldn't give in to attempts to convince her to go back to her old ways. I was proud that Lily had been able to keep her principles despite Sam's temptations and pressure. Soon after, I noticed that Lily began to spend more time at work and participated in various professional events and workshops. She was trying to develop her skills and expand her knowledge in her field, which really reflected her drive to succeed. I could see her growing professionally and how this helped her to become more confident in her abilities. One Sunday, as we were gathering for family lunch, Lily told us that she had decided to participate in a volunteer project that was related to her professional field. It was a project aimed at helping young people find careers and develop the skills needed to be successful in the workplace. Lily was inspired by the idea of helping others and sharing her knowledge and experience. I saw that this volunteering was not only a way for Lily to contribute to the community, but also an opportunity for her personal and professional growth. She worked with young people, helped them prepare for career challenges, and did whatever she could to help them succeed. It was inspiring and affirmed her commitment to personal and professional responsibility. Shortly after beginning her volunteer work, Lily began developing ideas for a new project at her company. She proposed an initiative that included employee training and career development assistance that coincided with her volunteer efforts. This proposal was highly appreciated by her management, and Lily was given the opportunity to implement her ideas and make a meaningful contribution to the company. This project was an important milestone in Lily's career. She worked on it with enthusiasm and dedication, which allowed her to demonstrate her leadership and teamwork skills. Her efforts were recognized and she received positive feedback from her peers and management. At this time, Lily also began to think about the future. She was considering further education and career opportunities. She often discussed her plans with me, and I was pleased to see that she recognized the importance of continuous learning and professional development. One evening, after another busy day at work, Lily came home feeling tired, but also very satisfied with the results she had achieved. We were sitting in the kitchen, and I noticed her sharing her thoughts about the future and her plans for the next few years. Lily talked about her dream of starting her own business related to her professional field and how she was going to realize this idea. I supported Lily in her ambitions and provided advice and resources to help her in her endeavors. I could see that her desire to become a successful entrepreneur was genuine, and I was confident that her hard work and dedication would help her achieve this goal. A few more months passed, and Lily continued to move in the direction of her dream. She started developing a business plan and looking for opportunities to finance her project. I watched her overcome challenges and work on her ideas and realized that she was really ready for new challenges. Although old problems and temptations would occasionally resurface, Lily learned to handle them with confidence and wisdom. Her journey was challenging, but she continued to grow and develop, and it was inspiring to watch. I was happy to see Lily become successful and confident, ready to take on new challenges and move forward.